Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Organic Frequency Radio with Stephanie and Oksana. Hope everyone is having an amazing Monday evening. Oksana, it looks like you're with us.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Stephanie. How's everyone? How are you, Stephanie?
I'm doing lovely. I've been very busy working on feminine frequency radio stuff. I'm really excited about that. We're going to have the website rocking pretty soon. I've been working on all the host pages and getting all that stuff up. We're working on getting bloggers. I'm really excited about that. And then podcasts too. So things are going really well.
Awesome. I know.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Very, very cool. Yes, everything seems like falling into places.
And things are definitely shifting. And it's funny because they're talking about the astrological event that's coming up on the 27th. And dude, I can't even tell you what it is, but it's supposed to be something. And I keep on getting that that's the day that things are happening. And they're like, dude, this whole entire time up until this was just birthing pains, growing pains. You're about to give birth to some amazing stuff happening. So I'm really excited for that. And then the Lionsgate coming up on 8/8.
Yes, and I actually have to attest that yes, I believe, I at least am already starting to experience that, including with the radio station as well, and on the other parts of my life, I am sensing kind of that too, slowly reemerging into the new,
Yeah,
out out of the old kind of time of somewhat development and stagnation and valleys,
Yeah, definitely. So, so tonight we're going to be talking about spiritual wellness through compassion, transformation, and heart purification with our very special guest, Elektra Moon, who not only is a very amazing goddess who I love very much, but she is also one of the hosts on Feminine Frequency Radio. So we'll get to talk a little bit about her radio show. So let me go ahead and get her introduced so we can bring her on. Elektra is the hostess of Glow Goddess Glow on Feminine Frequency Radio Network. Elektra is a mother of 3 amazing young adults and a granddaughter. Sole proprietor of Electric Moon Healing, offering a wide variety of modalities from Cranial Sacral Therapy, massage, SER releasing, and repatterning to medicinal intuitive reading and nutritional counseling. Elektra is an avid lover of ButiYoga and all things plant-based living, with a passion for the purpose of compassion and unity. So let's go ahead and get Elektra on. Hello, my beautiful goddess.
Oh, wholeness, ladies. Wholeness. How are y'all this evening?
Wonderful. Hello, Elektra.
Oh, it's so good. It's always so good to be with the both of you. I appreciate you two beyond words and the work that y'all are putting in to making these global, international connections of everyone. It's amazing to see you two working behind the scenes. Now that I'm in this position. So I just got to say thank you. I'm beaming ear to ear with what y'all do and how y'all have helped me. So thank you. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Yes, we're so glad you're with us. So, well, we got a tiny bit of your story in the bio, but can you give us a little bit of background on kind of how you came to be where you are now?
Sure. Yeah, sure. It was a lot of shadow work. I went from, a pretty abusive, verbally abusive childhood into just being a completely, ragged teenager. I was not following the straight line by any means at all, and that led me into early pregnancy. I became a massage therapist very young and was aware and was conscious, and I had, visions and sight as I was younger. And that wasn't the easiest to deal with, and just not where I was growing up. It wasn't very well supported. So from there, I married young and had a tumultuous marriage with twice, and birthed three beautiful children out of it. I went through drug addiction and got sober. I've been sober now for 7.5 years. And it's definitely one of my driving forces and one of my driving passions is to, help people heal those deep wounds that come with addiction, because it's a lot of disconnect. It's a lot of disconnect from the now. And so I've just grown that into my business, and that's where I've found my love for cranial sacral therapy, the realignment that it does for the central nervous system, its ability to get into a person's body and be able to let them talk to their nervous system again through different holdings, and being able to help them and myself get through any patterns that keep coming up and are reoccurring. And so I've brought that into my business, and that's grown and flourished. And then now I have this beautiful opportunity to, have my own radio show and be under this, beautiful goddess umbrella that you have going on. So there's a little synopsis of how I got here.
Well, it's I love, to be honest, your story, as many others.
Thank you.
And yes, absolutely. And for example, when Stephanie and I talk about our circumstances in our lives, and Stephanie can add to that later. It seems like sometimes we being exposed to such spectrum of experiences, so we understand the levels of existence, how people can be, how what creates addiction, how to get out of addiction. So the whole process, or not even addiction, but any type of hardships, specific ones. And we experience that, so we know the whole spectrum. And then, of course, when we get to another level of non-resistance, then we experience that. So I love your story, because it right away shows, what your main mission is, even from just hearing what your steps were of rediscovering yourself under all of this, underneath of whatever we create for ourselves in this life and others.
Right. Right. And, for me, it really is important. And I'm seeing it more and more. Even just today, it was brought into into my field, the suffering that comes with this disease, and how can I help even more? What can I bring to the table in awareness? And what I can bring is my story medicine. I can bring the different times in my life that I've had, these traumatic experiences, because everybody's level of trauma is different too. And like you said, Oksana, having that spectrum, we all have these different spectrums, and we've all had our ups and downs. And like you said, when we were coming in, we're in this valley right now up until the 27th. It's the lunar eclipse that's happening. And so it's supposed to be like just this whole change of lifestyle. And I know you two ladies feel it for sure. And I know most of us are feeling it. We're like, but we have been in these valleys here lately too. But it's definitely one to hang on for. I know I'm feeling it. I'm like, this one's going fast. This is a rocket ship.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Well, so why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your radio show, Glow Goddess Glow, and what you guys will be talking about and topics, stuff like that.
Yeah, so last night was the 4th episode, and it was a lot of fun. Was it the 4th or my 3rd? I don't know. I like doing it. I really do like doing it. But each one's been so different so far. So the first one was me sharing pretty detail my story, so that the audience could just get to know me. And what I want is a place where people can come and share their voices, because I know what it has done for me, being able to talk about what I've been through and being able to share that. And I want to be able to provide that space for other people, male or female, to come in and be able to share their story and what little nuggets that they have, that they've, acquired along their journey. And so I've had my a good friend Key on, and she came and told her story medicine of molestation, and how and we always give away to positively promote self love and healing through through whatever you've been through. And so that's really one of the things that I want to bring to the table. Is it's not so much that we are going to constantly focus on the trauma, because we know what the trauma is. It's how can we really positively create a new pattern of self-love. And so last night I ended up doing an hour meditation, and my good friend Mark came on, and he guided us through some really great breath work. I was in New York City this past weekend. I'm going to ramble for a minute if y'all don't mind. And I was in New York City, and it was a great time. I'll admit I was a little nervous because it's a big city, and I haven't been to a city that big. And when you're energetically sensitive, but got there, and it was just the greatest vibe. Like, I loved it there. And so I met up with some tribe people that I had met actually through Secret Energy. And we all linked up, and we just had this kind of grand reunion of family. And I went out there with some ButiYoga sisters, so that was already family. So it was like able to create these great connections. So Mark came on, and he guided us through some really lovely breath work, and that just led in to me leading us through this hour-long elemental meditation. And so I can already see how the show is going to be able to grow in people when they listen, that it will provide these positive self-help tips to get through your transformation. And so that's really what Glow Goddess Glow is about. And the reason I named it that is because we all are masculine and feminine, needing to get back in touch with that real feminine side of the polarity. And that's what I want to bring to the table.
Beautiful.
So I'm glad that you said that. So in your definition, what is a goddess?
A goddess is a nurturer. A goddess is a nurturer of self, of the creative spaces that expand with love, that expand with compassion and understanding what it is like to go through the spectrum, as Oksana said. I really liked the way you put that. That just really rung a bell. And going through all the colors of emotion. And as a goddess, we embrace every emotion throughout a 24-hour period. Mm-hmm. And it's about how you walk through that. Like, as women, we are emotionally driven beings, and that's fine because we come from that heart and womb center first, opposed to the head, opposed to that brute force. And then we can bring that energy up into the head. And I think that's what being a goddess is about, is really coming from the heart space and the womb space to create. And I think that that's something that masculine needs to be in touch with, is the fact that they do have a womb space to create from too, that it doesn't have to be all head driven. It doesn't have to be all mental. So, yeah, that's what a goddess is to me. She's a nurturer. She's just sees the beauty in everything. Sees the beauty in everything. And being able to observe the natural flows of nature and move with them, dance with them and sit with them and work with them, hard work, soft work, however that comes through. So that is the definition for me.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I'll take you farther. So how do we build up to the goddess? So what, from your experience and what you do with your services, how you are getting to your goddess. What are the
How do
tools?
I?
What are the services? Yes. Mm.
Okay. Oh man. Well, that's a lot. So I would
Well,
definitely,
one at a time.
you got to address physical movement. I think that's really important as a woman. And bringing in the goddess is being able to get into yourself physically and understand your body. And that was a big one for me. Was being able to really get in and to really feel how my body moves with my curves, with how the hands and the arms are moving through my heart, and just letting that ecstatic flow come through. And then with my practice, because during drug addiction for me, I was very cut off from my body. It was it was very null and void, and I cut myself off even sexually as like a protection, but that was to like protect me while I used drugs. And so being cut off from that body movement, when I got back into moving my body again, because before I used to belly dance. When I was younger, I belly danced for quite a long time, and my drug addiction came later in life, and so when I was able to get back into that movement, that ecstatic movement of the body, I think that was a really important part as for goddess makeup, and for making up with myself, and for learning to love myself in a gentle way, in that compassionate way. And so then I had to, get into, well, what am I thinking? How are my thought patterns coming through? And so from there, I took it, I would sit down, and I still do this. It's, checks and balances of what's really coming through mentally. Does this serve me? Can I compassionately address this? Do I need to be a hard ass? What do I need to do? Do I need to be the assertive woman here? Um, and how do I need to repattern my thought process to be more of a nurturer, to be understanding of all, understanding of nature. And so nature is definitely a big part, I think, for all women and for all men. We need to get back into those rhythms of watching the plants and watching the birds, watching the animals, and really sitting with them. So I love to take that time out in nature. Um, Definitely meditations outside in nature, and um, yeah, beach time. And I know you ladies love your beach time. Going out to the ocean. The ocean is a really big way to connect to goddess energy. I mean, she'll just, she's very powerful, that water, and speaking to you, getting into the elements, elemental magic. Elemental magic is so important. I really believe we should all have our crystal grids, that are suited to our resonance. We should all, take time to sit with the trees and honor them, and then kids. I think kids are always a great way to truly connect to the innocence of the little maiden that we all have within us, and she needs to be nurtured, because we've all had moments in our childhood that were less becoming, and where we weren't loving ourselves, or somebody said something that really struck to us and maybe hurt us, or even down to being abused, if that happened to you. And so getting in there and loving that inner child, and mothering yourself. I really think that self-care is super important, and that's one of the ones that I brought into my business right away, was massage. Massage was a huge way for me to love myself when I was going through the first stages of sobriety, and I put myself through massage school for a second time, because I knew what it was going to do for me on a healing level, and being able to have the power of positive touch, and to be able to have the lymphatic drainage and to be able to have the circulation to the blood flow and to strengthen the muscle and to strengthen the fascia and to strengthen the organs. Like it was the amazing things that happen with a physical, Swedish massage or deep tissue massage. It boosts his immune system by 150% within 60 minutes. And then going and getting chiropractic care. Like I blend it all in. I think for me, it really is getting all aspects of it. And so I'll sit and living intuitively, really trusting that intuitive power, because that is a very nurturing gift when you use it properly. But you have to nurture the intuitive power. You have to nurturing it and listening to it, and that nurtures it when you listen to what your intuitive being and your higher self are saying.
And ultimately creating a balance internally, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yes, we definitely in balance internally. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the dancing part comes in.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? For me, absolutely.
I know it does for you. You're dancing all over. I love it. Don't ever stop.
Well, I do stop sometimes. I do. But I dance for, of course, it's my expression. That's my natural expression. And just, or whatever, I hear a piece of music and I just want to create a little piece with my body, But, but ultimately it's healing myself.
It
through
is.
the way I express myself. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, dancing is so important, and that's where I found ButiYoga too. The workout that you get with ButiYoga, and you get into these deep tribal primal moves, and then you go into that yoga stretch, and it's just a beautiful way to heal the body too. So I like to embrace as much as I can, and I'll keep trying new things that come my way. I had a biomagnetic therapy session a month ago, and I'd never tried that, and I know there's people out there that have, but it was amazing too. I was like, just try it all, do all of it.
How does this work? What is that? Can you tell us a little bit?
They're magnets with a small electrical charge to them, and they're placed on the chakras and then placed on just different nadis of the body, and so they electrically repolarize and balance the internal systems. So it'll get the nervous system, it'll get the blood, and then it also radiates, because they're pretty strong magnets. But they feel very good. They feel very nice when they go on, and so they'll also go out into the auric fields and balance those energetic layers too. So I highly recommend it if you can find somebody to do a biomagnetic therapy session on you. I have one done in Houston.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've only tried one where you actually lie down and it's done through kind of the massage, like a little mattress, I guess. But there are electrical things, and yes, it's kind of reprogramming your energy.
Right. Is it the beamer mat? They've got those too.
And exactly.
Then,
Yes. It's
nice.
Say again?
I said it's really nice. The beamer mats are really nice. I like using them.
Yes, I tried once, and I believe it's going to be popping up more and more. It's a new thing. Still very, very expensive.
They are very expensive. It's called a beamer mat, and I've tried them at holistic festivals, at different wellness festivals that you'll usually find them. But they're very nice, and they work on this vibration, and it's got magnetic vibration through it, right? And you sit on it, and then you can have small pads also that they can put on like specific areas, but they shake and repolarize.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And spell
It's a
that
good
for
reason
me.
to go visit the wellness center. Go visit the wellness expos because you can try all this fun stuff for free.
Oh, heck
Very true.
yeah, that's a great idea.
Take the kids and go to the wellness expos and try the stuff for free.
So, so Electra, from your perspective, because for me, I feel like when you're connecting to your body, you, at least for me, it was a little bit easier way to really start honoring and appreciating the way my body is, whether it's broken in pieces or not broken in pieces. Like it was
Right.
really because I used to actually dance and was very harsh on my body. So I, I utilized it as a tool, which it is a tool, but I never was coming toward with acceptance of complete
Right.
acceptance. So, and I think for me, when we connect physically to it through movement or whatever we do, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, Olympic.
Right.
Um, we simply, like, to me, I feel like we're just accepting more of it. We're not ignoring it. Um, and I think it's more than anything, like a mental, emotional than physical.
I fully agree, Oksana. I fully agree. And that it was for me too, being able to move into the body and, because you can get into those areas that are tight. And like you said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just some gentle wave like motions, like see what your spine's doing. What are your abs doing? Checking in. And so you learn to accept yourself for how you are right now. And then from there, you can, expand into something crazy if you want. But it is a really good way to accept where your body's at in the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you start really feeling what is feeling not right, and don't wait until it's becoming a big chronic problem or disease or anything.
For sure. For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll cue you into what's going on. It'll cue you into what's going on deep in the body too. You start getting into like maybe some undulating moves and you'll feel what's going on with your organs. And then it also gives it those lovely massages. So it can feel real good once you loosen it up and get all those fluids moving. So, and I also it took me a bit, but I I like getting in front of the mirror and really seeing what I can do and looking into my own eyes. That's I think is really important is when you can get to a point where you can be in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes and dance for yourself and just and see how you are moving and what you can do with just maybe even a little finger. So I think the acceptance that comes with dance and with movement, it could be karate, it could be tai chi, but like you said, you were using it as a tool, but now finding maybe softer ways to do it. Like we don't have to be so harsh about it. We can still have those lovely, fluid, accepting movements, and it gets emotional. I think from my perspective and what I've seen over the years, it gets emotional because we're releasing fascia. And when you release those restrictions out of the fascial layers, you release the emotions. And so you get to have this lovely expression of release of emotion through the movement of the body.
Absolutely. That's kind of how I work. I've had a couple of a few topics in my life that's been, coming up, even though they've been still conscious, but I still would experience some pain around it, right? And like for me, maybe the way I'm designed, because that's kind of what my gift is through movement, is until I shake it off.
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
Energetically. I mean, seriously, like you're already very connected. You're like, okay, done. And until I shake it off, who knows? Maybe it's already a mental thing, or who knows.
No, you're exact. I think you're exactly right. It's a beautiful way to shake it off. It's why I mean, like a shimmy, a good shimmy will just shake it off, and it cleans the lymphatic system. It cleans you energetically. Like just sit there and try and shimmy as fast as you can. If you, I'm sure you've done that, Oksana, and I'm sure you have too, Stephanie. But if you haven't, get up and do it right now.
I have a belly dancing skirt too, girl.
Get it on, girl. Get it on. For real.
Those lays, Stephanie, those lays in Hawaii.
Oh, see,
You
now
know
we
what?
should all
That's
bust.
something
We
I
should
wanna
all
do.
three
I
bust
want-
out hula skirts.
Dude, I want to take hula lessons. Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For real, hula is beautiful. I love hula. Hula
We
is
should fly to
gorgeous.
Hawaii and take hula lessons. I'm just saying.
Well, you know I'm
first-
down.
Our first Feminine Frequency Radio Network event will be hosted in Hawaii.
You know
There
what?
you go. It's
I have
already
to agree with that.
manifested.
I will
Oh.
do hula dancing. Oksana will be in charge.
Hi, I'm Alice.
And I'm Audrey.
Have you always been drawn to the metaphysical?
The mystical, the paranormal,
Have you found yourself wondering about angels, spirits?
ghosts. Do you sometimes feel like you connect with the unseen, but you're not sure?
Join us for Through the Mystic's Closet on Feminine Frequency Radio Network.
Mondays, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and chat with us.
Because Deb in marketing and Mark in accounting just don't understand. But we do.
Hello and welcome. You are now entering the corridors of Twilight Epiphanies Talk Radio with your host, Cindy Magnuson. Premiering Thursday evenings, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Feminine Frequency Radio Network, you are invited on a talk radio journey to the center of self. Join us as Cindy guides you, the listeners, in sensory and perception upgrades where revelations and golden epiphanies pierce the veils of illusion. Don't miss this opportunity for your next dose of Twilight Epiphanies.
Organic Frequency Radio Show is 1.5 hour live chat with Stephanie and Oksana and their lovely guests about the nature of existence and holistic way of living here and now, and perhaps even after. Join us every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Call-in number to listen live is 929-477-1183, and to ask a question, press 1 to connect to the studio. Our guests share their stories and walking path of their healing, along with services that they have developed and packaged for the rest of the world to experience and benefit from. We're here to hold a space for an exchange of experiences for the purpose of evolvement and expansion of consciousness.
Hello, everybody. We are back after our advertisements. Stephanie, are you there?
I am here. Yes, everybody, welcome back. We have our special guest, Elektra Moon, on the air with us tonight. Elektra,
Wholeness.
Yay.
Welcome back.
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we were chatting about the goddess within us.
Yes, we love her.
Yeah, so what needs to take place with the masculine awakening?
Oh, wow, that's a good one, right? That is a really, really good one. And please feel free to interject on this one anytime, too, because I think it's something that we all need to talk about. Actually, this weekend, I had some good conversations with some really, really aware men, and I'm really seeing that, men are not blind to what needs to go on as far as the change for the masculine and really developing that feminine side. that compassionate side. And I think as long as we keep, supporting them and letting them know that we know that they have this beautiful feminine side about them that they can let out. Because that's really what it is it's just been suppressed. And so they haven't been able to get in touch with it. And so if we can hold that space and we can, keep lifting up the men that are aware and really, giving back with compassion and humility and honor and really approaching it from the understanding that men have been more suppressed from the goddess than, the goddess has even been suppressed. And so if we can just really, it's going to have to be through communication. It's going to have to be through meditation. Like the meditation we did this weekend, it was really lovely to be able to sit with these men, and we were able to bring in the goddess and how accepting they were of it. And so planting those seeds, planting those seeds in our young men, planting those seeds in our children, that it's okay to embrace these aspects, that it's okay to share their emotions. It's okay to move in sensual ways. It's okay to express their emotions through tears or, laughing or, I'd definitely say tears again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Elektra, I have to comment on that because I have said for, I don't know, how long have I been alive? Almost 38 years now, that if men could just cry, the world would totally be a better place. We wouldn't have to fight because we could just get out those emotions and everything would be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I know I cry daily.
Maybe not perfect.
And it's not a bad thing, but I know that I cry at least once a day. And it's just a release. It's like, well, that's the water element. And so that that's where that, embracing of the elements comes in too. But yeah, I fully agree. If men could cry. If men could cry more and release the tension that has built up from all those times that they were told not to cry. Because I know, and I've heard it many times growing up to, younger boys is, boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Right. And especially growing up here in Texas, yeah, man up. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know how many times I've heard that.
And Kai gets that all the time because he does voice his opinion and he voices it loud. And as much as it gets on my nerves, I'm always like, okay, well, it's not okay for him to express his emotions, but it's okay for you to express yours. When you're grumpy and angry, you act out about it. When you have something to say, you say it. He just doesn't know how to say it yet.
Exactly. Yeah, the little ones don't. They're still learning. They've only been on the planet for a couple of years. We got to give them a little bit of a break.
I know. I tell his brother
it's like a little bitty body with adult-sized emotions. Like we got to, if they're fresh.
Yes, exactly.
Let's get real here. Let's be a little nicer to the kids, please. Oh, yeah, that one comes up too, and it comes up for little girls. Is that suppression of the emotion. So being able to, we have emotions, and we've got to let them move through. That is why it's energy in motion, right? It's an emotion, and so if it's not moving through, then that's ultimate attachment. And that's where all that pain or suffering comes from. So let that emotion move through. So, everybody needs homework this week is everybody needs to cry at least once a day.
I'll take you
even if it's tears of joy.
Well, and that's what perhaps people misunderstand. It's like emotion is here to experience it. It's just it creates issues if you're attached to that emotion, any emotion, really, or any type of attachment. Yeah. So there's just a difference between. That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Let it move through. Have its moment, and then let it move on. So I think if we keep holding the space that we're holding as women for men and acknowledging them as creative beings and letting them know they do have a womb space, it's okay to tap into it. I think as long as we just stay on the forefront of that, it'll really create a vibration of awareness, because there are men out there that are aware, and they're out there planting seeds, and so are we. So I think we got this. I'm positive. I'm positive that we'll raise this goddess vibration to its fullest.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And at times I describe this kind of readjustment of these energies is kind of like what is the name of that uh, kids kind of on the playground saw, like seesaw kind of, or like a
Yeah, a
like
teeter-totter.
up down.
Oh, yeah.
You go up and down, and then you balance it kind of straight when you're sitting
Right.
on the fence. So yeah, we see a little bit of this, feminine energy standing up wider and lighter, because we are not balanced, or yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in balance, there's constant movement in balance. Like
Mhm.
it's not even ever real stillness. There's always a constant adjustment going on. So being able to be aware of those adjustments that need to be made, is the best way to keep the balance. And so getting into the body, nutrition is huge in that too. If your nutrition is off, and I know you two ladies know this for sure, and we definitely need to still keep sharing this one. Nutrition is vital when it comes to the balance of emotions. It is just absolutely vital. You can see how sugars affect the emotions and how sugars affect the body on so many different levels, from really just going into like the insulin crash to obesity. Those forms of and what the sugar does to the body and the emotions that it puts on the body. Like nobody wants to go on an insulin, high and low. It makes you feel horrible. And then, the obesity that's happening in the world, and we still have all these people that are suffering from illnesses and diseases and disorders that come from being overweight. And it's not ever something that you want to happen. And I can say that because I've been overweight and I've lost the weight, and the emotions that I had being overweight, and the way my body feels now, and the way I'm able to balance my emotions so much easier, and not running to food to do it, but actually finding those healthy patterns. Like I said, with massage and meditation. Meditation's vital. It's definitely vital.
I agree. Well, and right now we're going into functional awareness, right? So,
Yes.
so pretty much what, can you go a little bit more into that? Like how can we be really aware on daily basis of what is going on of, with us, like in starting with what we're eating, and starting with what we're thinking and what we're doing. So can you go more into that? And because, some listeners can potentially be somewhat new to that, because there's so much to know into that, in that realm. So yeah, if you can share with us,
I would love to. Functional awareness. It's, for me, functional awareness is, when I wake up, right when I wake up, I like to do my dream recall. And then from there, I go in and I scan my body. Where am I at? Where is my mood at? What kind of mood am I getting up with? And how is that going to play a part in my day? And then there's those days where I kind of rush out of bed and I don't get into that. And then later on in the day, I'm like, oh, this is why I'm acting this way, because I haven't stopped to take personal inventory. And so when it comes to that functional awareness, it's being aware of the functions of the body, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. And and it does get into dream work. Like, it gets very deep. You can get into your dream work, and what did your dreams the night before and as you're coming back into this waking body, what are you carrying in with you? You know, because if we have a negative dream, we can bring that into our day. It can put a funky vibration on us. If we have a really good dream, you know, that can wake you up in a good mood. And so, are you functionally aware of what you're doing in your dreams? And if you're not, then get into paying attention to your dream work, because that is where that spirituality comes in. That is where the astral realm comes in, and that realm is very much a part of what we're doing right now, even in this reality. But that actuality is very much a part. And what are you doing in your dream work? And then when you get up in the morning or get up in the AM, taking a note, taking a mental note, taking notes and writing down in your journal what your dreams were about, because those dreams can say a lot about what's going on with you right now and what clues and signs you need to be paying attention to in this moment, in this now moment. And so doing that, and that is very much a functional awareness. And then from there, get into your body before your feet even hit the ground, and ask yourself, where am I at? What do I want to function as today? And being aware of your surroundings, being aware of what's going on internally. And then when you get up, you know, moving throughout the day, and the awareness that you really are a spiritual being, and we are all connected. And so being aware of, like right now, the way my dog and I are looking at each other, or, you know, being aware of what other people are going through, and how can you help create balance internally, that internal balance will also reflect to another person, and maybe help them who's not quite where you're at, you know, in the awareness process, be able to come around and be able to help on a greater vibration. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. It's like I had a visual. It's like a caterpillar in a sense, and
Okay.
it has. Yes, it has like eyes everywhere, and it's because you're becoming more sensitive toward your environment in a way where you're just more aware of your environment. You're becoming sensitive to it. So, like nature, you know, they.
Yeah, sensitive to that vibration you're putting off.
Which is
And
internal.
what vibration is coming from the inside. What color was your caterpillar?
It was like a beige lighter beige. Fluffy,
Okay.
with lots like legs everywhere. It's almost like legs everywhere, not just like down below.
Nice.
I'm getting weird on the radio.
It's
So,
okay. We can get weird.
Yeah, well, it's just because to me they represent like they feel their environment when they move through, because they have many legs.
Yeah, all those filters.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
With Cindy last Monday, we talked about nature and the symbols that it comes with. So for some reason, it just came to me, and you know, because it just like it goes through the tree, and it feels every pieces of, you know, its path with awareness and sensitivity to it. So I'm gonna look it up what it means now. I'm curious.
Yeah. But I mean, that's definitely, you know, grounding to the earth for sure. That's like a lot of wood element if you're thinking about beige. So, but that's a great analogy. I love that visual of the legs on the caterpillar, because that's really what it is. I mean, we have these filaments that come up off of our body, and so are you being aware of how you're functioning, and what is your functioning role in this greater society, in this greater community? You know, the greater community of energy. Not just, you know, it really is getting to know your energy. People really aren't aware of their energy, and how powerful that is, and what a gift that power is. And so if your internal energy is on point, you're going to naturally radiate an energy that's going to create a vibration into those people who have lower vibrations, because we want the people with lower vibrations to raise their vibration, right? Because we've been in lower vibrations, and so we want to raise their vibration, and so we want to create that wave, that reflective wave of higher vibration to help kind of, push them along. But everybody needs to find it on, kind of on their own. Like, we hold the space for it to happen, but we don't do it for them.
So what you mean is, we hold space for them by being that, and that
by
frequency.
Being that, exactly.
And creating that space by being that. So that's, beautiful. I fully resonate with that, and I've experienced already that in my life as well.
Yes.
On many, 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 many occasions. So
right. For sure. I mean, well, you just get to a point where that's what you experience, because you have to let everybody live their life, and you can just come around as the high vibrational being that you are. And you are, I mean, both of y'all are super high vibe beings for sure. So, the more we keep these connections going, and the more we hold these bigger spaces, the more people we're going to be able to change, and to be able to touch, and touch them with grace, and touch them with compassion, and understanding that they're not alone. And that's
I have a question for you. If you could go a little bit more to that, and I think it's important. I think it's an important topic to kind of discuss. So if we speak about holding space for another, right? And for example, you and Stephanie, you are mothers, so maybe you can connect with that a little bit more differently and more deeper than me. Holding space for another. What kind of guidance can you give to perhaps mothers or women, or just men and women, everybody, to how to hold space? Because a lot of people, especially if they are really close or their family, you are concerned, you're worried.
yes.
Sometimes it's just natural, and you just cannot help it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You you try to maintain your balance, but you're always worried about your kids in a sense, kind of. You want them to be safe and good. So how do you approach this? How do you hold space without not putting the energy of worry about a person, especially your child, for example, because that's kind of an important subject. And as a daughter, I'm curious what you would say as a mother in this situation. And for this topic.
I mean, it changes with each age, obviously. The way you hold space for your children as they grow, and so when they're younger, you're really just making sure they don't get hurt and don't get poisoned, and they have lots of love. And as they get older and come into those understandings, you still have to let them, mess up, and that's hard. I think that's hard, because they do have to learn, and so, but you've got to be able to be there with the Band-Aid as a mom, to make sure that everything gets patched up after they go and break a bone or something. But emotionally holding space for children, that again changes with age. So right now I've got a 15-year-old daughter, and she's kind of moody, like for real. And I forgot what it's like at 15. I was like, oh, and it's like, it's not really argumentative that she is doing, but it's like if I'll mention something, she's like, I don't want to do that. And then I'll mention, I'll counter approach it, and I'll give her a rebuttal, and it's still just this wavering, and I have to hold the space that A, she's going to make a good decision, but I have to, at the same time, be able to mentor it in a positive way that she kind of makes the decision herself without being too influential. And so it can be real tricky. So it's like you have to you have to really get creative with your wording sometimes. And I know Stephanie,
although half the time, regardless how creative you are, they really don't want to hear it because you're not cool enough.
Yeah.
That's what I get from my 17-year-old son. Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about, Mom. You don't know anything.
For real. I just want to be with my friends.
Yeah.
And
you know what, though?
Yeah.
I was like that when I was a teenager, too. So I'm like, go, be with your friends. I'd rather you be there anyways. Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the holding space comes in, because you, at a certain point, you're like, enjoy your life. This is your life, not my life. But I can be here with the Band-Aids when you need them. So when they come to you, you give them that mentorship. And when they're away from you, I energetically literally just hold space around my children. I make sure that they are in that protective bubble of mom. And with that, they can move through and they can navigate, but they're in a protective bubble of mom.
I love that. That's awesome.
But as they get older, I'll admit, like, now that I have my daughter's going to be 23 in a couple days, and it's like that's a totally different holding space, because now I'm holding space for this young adult, and who, the consequences of bad decision making get a little harsher as you get older, and so I'm like, well, okay, let's play it right, but my kids are good. I got some amazing children for sure, but it's a tricky one as a parent, because it is, as much as you are attached and attached to your children, it is the ultimate non-attachment lesson in non-attachment too, because you're like, I can't be attached to you, so you really have to create that good deep connection with your children. And so getting that in at any age, like I said, when they come to you, listen at whatever age they are, little kids don't lie. Kids really don't lie. I think we've gotten into this misconception, and it's weird. It's an old programming that I've seen, and I know y'all have seen it too, where people will think that the child's lying, and I'm like, well, why would the 3-year-old really lie? Why would a 4-year-old lie? Like, I'm pretty sure they're telling the truth more than any of us.
I don't know. Because the other day, I'm not saying I had cookies in the house, but there might have been cookies in the house. And Kai happened to find one, and he was covered in chocolate. And I don't give him stuff like that. He just doesn't eat that. But I said, Kai, did you eat a cookie? He looked at me. He was like, no. I was like, why are you covered in chocolate? I don't know. That's just big. Like, I really don't know. I just do stuff just because, like, I want to. That's why I do it. I don't have a better answer for you. And I don't know. I think I've used that response a few times too. Like, I really don't know. I just did it, and here we are now. What do we do to fix it?
Oh, this is true. Now cookies happen, man. Cookies happen.
Cookie in the jar.
That is perfect. Yeah, I love that. Oh, that made me cry a little bit.
Well, I just thought I would, entertain this question because I know it's challenging.
It is. It really is. It's challenging and constantly changing. Dealing with another human that's yours.
Oh yeah, that's so true. And it has to do with the chemicals, definitely, because I know it's like this chemical connection thing that like makes you want to like constantly like make sure that they're okay, right? Like you were saying, the mommy bubble. But is there
Yep.
a way, or is there some way to kind of like balance out those hormones with herbs or something?
I will work on this. Let me call some folks that I know and be like, okay, we need to balance this out.
Any herbs
Yeah, dude,
out
and I know that
there?
sounds crazy. I do, but like, dude, and this is the wrong show for this. We should talk about this on my Sunday show that's about parenting. But I've been with Kai for 3 years. 3
Yeah.
years straight with like maybe 6 nights away from him in total in that whole entire time. And the rest of the time, like, I'm home with them all day for the majority of the day. So, with that being said, like, there are hormones that when I'm around him that make my emotions be a certain way, right? And if it's about balancing emotions, there's got to be an herb for it.
There's reishi mushroom.
Okay.
For
Good.
real.
So we can separate a little bit, though.
Get the reishi mushrooms in the family. You know, everybody needs them anyways, but it just balances everything. I think it's just,
Awesome.
it's probably the most wonderful herb out there. The most
Okay,
wonderful.
good. I'll get some of those mushrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, you can order them whole. You can make tinctures. Do what you want to do with them, girl. But blend them up, put them in your smoothies, make some tea, have tea time with the kids, and definitely get the reishi mushrooms in. And then let me come over and babysit. Like, do you need somebody to come over? You go take a vacation.
You know what? I'll put his little butt on a plane and go. How long do you have?
Every mom needs a vacation. Like, I've definitely learned that now that my kids are older. Like, I don't feel bad traveling now. I'm like, y'all are fine. Y'all really are okay.
Yeah.
Mom's gonna go take some time. Mom needs time.
Yeah, I was much better with mom time with my first child. Definitely. I was like, you know what? I'm getting the heck out of here. I got to get away from you. I need a break.
Right. Yeah. Now, I think with having 4 so close together, I was like, by the time I was able to get mom time, I was like, okay, so I'm going to go dance, and I'm going to do yoga, and I'm going to do a massage, and I'm going to go eat real healthy food, and I'll be back in 5 hours.
I know. I'm going to do everything.
I'm going to do it all.
Stuff in, girl. First thing in the morning and last thing at night. That's the best time to get anything done. And you know what's so funny, though, is I read this article that was talking about, like, how bad that is to do that to your body, like, not get enough rest because you're trying to, like, fit everything in. So if you have to, like, set something that's a requirement of your day aside to make sure that you take care of yourself, you just have to do that.
Yeah, and that's hard because I've definitely done the whole get up early and go to bed late. And here recently, in the last 2 to 3 months, 2.5 months ago, I was in a car accident, and it just kind of knocked me.
Wow.
And it made me have to like sit back and rest. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry that I had to like actually be in a car accident for my body to go, you're going to sit down now. You're going to sit down and you're not going to do all those things that you're used to doing. And so it's like my whole morning routine. Yeah, I was definitely one that was up at 5 in the morning, sometimes 4:30 doing stuff. And now it's like, you're going to get up at 7. And I'm like, and I can't argue with it. I'm like, okay, we're going to get up at 7. We're getting up at 7. So yeah.
That's funny. You sound hard-headed like me. I get into car accidents when it's time for a shift generally. So I've worked on having shifts. What was it, Oksana, that we used to say? Shoot, what was it called? Remember how we used to say it? How you don't want to have an abrupt shift. You want to have it with
right.
I can't remember.
Oh, anyways, I can't think of it. I'll think of it later.
I can't think of it.
With ease and grace. That's what it is. We say it with ease and grace. You want to move through this with ease and grace. So when you manifest things, manifest them with ease and grace.
Definitely. That is the mantra right there. That is the mantra. For sure. Yeah, I hadn't been in a car accident in a long time, but once I sat back after the car accident, I was like, oh, I was going full force. Like I was doing way too much. and the kidneys were like, okay, so we're going to do this now before we give out. I was like, oh, okay. Thanks for yourself. You're kind of like, oops. But I mean, I'm doing fine now. But it was definitely a sit back. So I highly recommend to everybody who is listening, don't wait for the abrupt to change things. Like, chill out. Take that moment. If you don't get to do something, you don't get to do something. It's not going to go anywhere. It will be there.
Right. I agree. Typically, that's how it happens. Yes. You'll get smacked in the head.
You will. You will be smacked in the head.
That's why I love like that V8 commercial. Remember like the V8 stud?
Yes.
Like, have you had your V8? And they say no, and they like knock them upside the head. That's how I equate it. Like when you're not paying attention to the universe, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to get a stud upside the head.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, it lets you know. And your body lets you know. Your body lets you know what's going on. But, you get hard-headed, and we get into these programs that we need to keep going and going and going and going to get all these things done. But then at the same time, it's like, well, what are you really getting done? Where are you really accomplishing anything? Because if you're hurting your body because of it and you're causing disease and disorder in the body, is anything worth that? Is anything worth the body being that far out of balance? I personally don't think so. I just don't think so.
Well, I mean, no, it really is the only thing that you have that's really kind of yours while you're here, right? So you might as well take care of it.
And it takes a lot of maintenance.
And it feels bad enough sometimes. Right. And sometimes, like, life is hard enough without not feeling well on top of it.
Definitely. Yeah. And then, and again, back to nutrition. If you're not taking care of your body in a positive physical way, it is a tool, like we had discussed earlier, it is a tool. And so if you're not taking care of it in that positive physical way, then the mental and the emotionals are going to be a reflection of that. And so if we're putting these crazy junk foods in our body and, GMOs, or if you're using your body too hard physically, eventually those emotions are going to come out, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be healthy.
That's so true. So we totally missed the commercial break, so let's go to a quick one. Oksana, can you take us there?
Hi, I'm Alice.
And I'm Audrey.
Have you always been drawn to the metaphysical?
The mystical? The paranormal?
Have you found yourself wondering about angels, spirits,
ghosts? Do you sometimes feel like you connect with the unseen, but you're not sure?
Join us for Through the Mystic's Closet on Feminine Frequency Radio Network.
Mondays, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And chat with us.
Because Deb in marketing and Mark in accounting just don't understand. But we do.
Hello and welcome. You are now entering the corridors of Twilight Epiphanies Talk Radio with your host, Cindy Magnuson, premiering Thursday evenings, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Feminine Frequency Radio Network. You are invited on a talk radio journey to the center of self. Join us as Cindy guides you, the listeners, in sensory and perception upgrades where revelations and golden epiphanies pierce the veils of illusion. Don't miss this opportunity for your next dose of Twilight Epiphanies.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome. Elektra, Stephanie, are you there, ladies?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, welcome back, goddesses. Welcome.
You can tell we are from the South, Stephanie. Yes, ma'am.
I know. We're destined to move to Hawaii together.
See?
Hawaii, here we come.
I was telling you, the whole time I was just that little commercial break right there, I was I was sitting here manifesting our retreat that we are going to have so that we can all relax in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. And now I totally understand why I had to get that degree in meeting and event planning and doing destination events. So I would know how to do it. So it's perfect.
Ta-da!
Hello.
Ta-da!
And Stephanie, you and I chatting a little bit later for more information.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, a lot coming. But anyway, I have a quick announcement. We have a listener who has a question. We have only we have only 15 minutes left, so let's make this question answer about up to 10 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes we'll just exchange information and say goodbye to everyone. But for now, let's bring the listener on for a question.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Welcome to Organic Radio. What is your name, and do you have a question for Elektra?
Good evening, ladies. Yes, hi. My name is Soraya, calling from Connecticut. And the question that I have tonight is, I am moving. I don't know where to yet. I am packing up and organizing myself for when that move happens. Do you see it happening anytime soon, or would I be able to bring my pets with me?
Okay, so I see it happening. It's going to happen in about 6 weeks. And you will be able to bring your pets with you. But yes, it is going to happen in about 6 weeks.
Okay,
so I wouldn't fret. It's pretty solid. So just let it flow.
Let it flow, okay.
Yeah, that easily.
Thank you.
I know you wanted it longer, but yeah, so if you've got more questions, you can post them out.
I do.
Okay.
Spiritually, do you see me? Okay, because I know some. I don't know how to ask this question, but what does spirit have for me?
Okay, so
there's like a lot of financial tightness, and I know that I'm working towards rectifying that by doing extra schooling for a certificate.
Okay.
But I was just more focused on the move right now. So.
Right. So your sacral chakra is blocked, and which is a part of why you're calling in is because we've been talking about that womb space, and we've been talking about the healing that we need to do as to tapping into the feminine. And so the reason you're blocked in this currency is because you're not tapping into your feminine. So you need to get in and, like we were talking about earlier, get into some movement, get into some dancing, get into some slow hip rolls are really coming through as something that would be good for you to do. And then you need to get into your affirmations. You need to get into those womb creative affirmations. So I love myself completely. I forgive myself completely. I am whole. I am abundant. I am powerful. I am perfect. I am loving. I am happy. I am harmonious. Those would be perfect ones for you to be doing on a daily basis. And do them while you're moving. So while you're moving, you're going to be using I love myself completely. I forgive myself completely. And don't fret too much. You're stressing too hard, and it's kind of pulling on your kidneys, and it's making that right adrenal. So are you having like any mid-back pain?
I am, but it was starting at the upper shoulder. Yeah.
Okay.
It was burning.
Okay, so the mid-back pain is actually your kidneys. The upper shoulder has to do with your fear of moving forward. And then you also feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. So you can put that box down now because you can let the movers move it when it's moving time. But right now you don't need to move the world. Okay? You just need to be focusing on just your next lily pad. Like, you're worried so much about the bigger picture that you're not looking at just your next lily pad that you need to jump to. And that next lily pad is just going to be temporary. Like, it's going to come in 6 weeks, but it's probably not even going to last longer than a year, because in this next year, you're going to be able to manifest where you want to go. And the schooling's going to help, but you might want to get another job.
Right.
If there's something in sales that you can do, something part-time in sales, that would be really beneficial to you.
Okay. I want to
Yeah,
say,
what are your interests?
You just on point, because when I'm at work and have a moment to myself, that's what I do. I wind my waist, and I don't know why I do it, but I just sit there.
Yeah, it's
And
your
my
natural
body,
kundalini rising because it wants to come up and it wants to be expressed. Now, we don't want it to rise too quickly, so you also want to bring in the water element, and the water element is going to be through the quiet meditation, through the stillness of getting into yourself. You know, really check in with your food, really look at what your diet is. Cut out meat as much as possible, and the other thing that keeps coming up is like a fire ceremony. Have you ever done a fire ceremony?
No, but I want to.
Write down the things that are feeling like a box on your shoulder. Write them down on a piece of paper. Get a metal or a Pyrex bowl, and get a little bit of just rubbing alcohol. You can put some lavender in there with it, or maybe some rose petals, and just let that shit go. Pardon my French. I'm sorry. But let it go.
No, I love
it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't need it. But you're hanging on to old emotions from lovers. You're hanging on to old emotions from dad, and that's just coming through because you're feeling blocked, and then it's creating those blockages to where you aren't allowing yourself to be loved, and allowing yourself to be loved with a man. And there is a man that's in your life right now that could be very interested in you, but you've created this block, or that is very interested in you, but you've created a block. So you might not even see
I lost trust of him.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's not that you've lost.
Father.
Yeah. So, and that's okay. I mean, trust can be rebuilt because it might not be as bad as you're making it, just because it is, and it needs to be released.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is dope. I must say, I removed my IUD like a week ago, so the reason why I removed it because I wanted to deal with my feminine issue down there.
Okay.
I had it for like 13 years, so it's like.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's time to release. Oh, thank you for the suggestion.
It is time to release. So, yeah, I mean, and you're more than welcome. We can take down my information if you ever want to do a full session. We can do that. We can go through there and send some Reiki to it, or go find yourself a Reiki practitioner. It doesn't even have to be me. Like, as long as you're getting the work done, that's what the body is calling for. So I would go get some energetic chakra work too, like an energetic chakra session, and let's get some of that scar tissue out of there. So it's okay to massage the uterus in a clockwise motion. And that's going to help just strip out any scar tissue that can come with an IUD, especially when you have them in that long, because I saw it as a nurse, that when it just happens from the uterus trying to strengthen itself to hold the IUD, to hold the cervix. So I would do some self-massage for sure. And if you have a yoni egg practice, that would be really good for the vaginal canal to re-strengthen it.
Okay.
Yep.
I was looking into that to get it. Well, it kind of looked like a dildo, but.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I get
was
what you're saying. The crystal wands. But yeah, no, I would use yoni egg because you can actually, you're going to be able to bless it more. You're going to be able to set the intention with it, and it really is used for that healing practice of the womb space.
Okay. I had a dream that a woman told me 4 months that my womb would heal. Is that correct?
Oh, sure. You can heal any part of your body. The body is very self-regenerating. You just gotta give it the proper self-love.
Proper self-love. Okay. Thank you.
Proper self-love. Definitely. Wellness, sister.
Beautiful. Thank you for calling in.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And please listen up and connect to Elektra's show.
Elektra, can you please
Yes.
remind us when your show is so
Yes,
we can
it
connect?
is every Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time on Feminine Frequency Radio Network. Yeah, definitely. Tune in, call in, check in, for sure. I'm here for you.
Wonderful,
Thank you, I
wonderful.
will.
Well, thank you so much. Connect to her and listen.
Yes.
She comes with a lot of
Yes, I
knowledge.
will. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, have a good night.
Much love.
You too. Much love, lady.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Elektra, we are getting closer to the end of this show today. So please let us know. Actually, first, give us a quick kind of summary of what we chatted about today, what you can leave us with, and your immediate contact information for the listeners.
Yeah. So, we did a beautiful full spectrum. Thank you for calling that in, Oksana. You called it in from the beginning. Oh, I love it. So we went full spectrum from drug addiction and, awareness to holding space for our children, to functional awareness, and that's one we're still going to have to keep working on, to manifesting our retreat in Hawaii. So I'll be excited to, have Oksana lead us in some dancing. Like, that just sounds absolutely beautiful. To a lovely little reading with the caller in. But we've definitely covered, many facets of how to help build connection, how to help build connection with the goddess, how to help the masculine and the feminine heal that goddess womb space and truly heal it in themselves, through themselves, for themselves. And yeah, I think that's pretty good synopsis of what we went over tonight. So you can reach me at electricmoonhealing.com, electricmoonhealing at Yahoo. You can find me on Facebook with Electric Moon Healing, and you can find me on Instagram with ElectraMoon3. And so those are the ways you can get in contact with me. I provide many services from distant healing to table time massage, shamanic drum journeys, and nutritional coaching.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Elektra, so much. Always love our shows, our chats, and so blessed to have you on Feminine Frequency Radio Network. Very excited.
So blessed.
So looking forward. Stephanie and I were, we're just, we're excited. We're so happy.
Oh yeah. Y'all are amazing. Awesome. Like, I'm so grateful for you too. So thank you for being the expansive goddesses that you are, and thank you for having me on.
Yes,
thank
Elektra,
you. Thank you.
Much love to you, and we will definitely talk soon.
Yes. You ladies have a beautiful night.
Yes, and you as well. Chat soon. Bye. Thank you. Well, Stephanie, we are at the end. We have about 2 minutes left. I'm so happy we had this amazing show again with Elektra.
Yeah, I want to make sure we give the information for Feminine Frequency Radio. So make sure that you check out the other amazing shows. You can check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Feminine Frequency Radio Network. And then we're also on Instagram at Feminine Frequency Radio Network. And next week, I will give you the web address because I'm not ready to give it out yet. Let me just make it a little bit nicer.
Yes. And if you feel like you want to listen to radio shows on Feminine Frequency Radio Network on YouTube, please go there. We post archives there as well. But everything is kept nicely on blogtalk.com. So I would say, you choose whichever you prefer. But YouTube is also available.
Is blogtalk.com/Feminine Frequency Radio Network. So everything is Feminine Frequency Radio Network.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess that is it for today.
Yes, everyone have an awesome Monday night. Have a great week ahead. If you need to contact me, you can reach me at organicfrequencyradio@gmail.com. And then we also have our Organic Frequency Radio Facebook page and Instagram page as well.
Yes, so everyone have a beautiful night, and we will see you next Monday.
Bye, everyone.